So, last weekend I spent it watching some of my favorite scary movies, Blair Witch 1, but Blair Witch 2 is my favorite. That's The Book of Shadows. I also did like an ode to Anne Heche in my head. She's in a lot of my thrillers and some of my movies, and I really hate how they killed her. Yep, I did say they because I strongly believe that she was murdered, but that's just my opinion. I also watched Psycho, the 1998 version with Vince Vaughn, and I did like that movie a lot. I watched an interview like back in the day when Anne Heche was promoting the movie, and she said how everything was done the exact same way to like every single gesture, everything. That's what she said of the 1960s version. And that movie was starring Janet Leigh and Anthony Perkins. The shower scene. Now, back in the day, in 1960s, that was a very scary shower scene. I didn't get to see that movie till around the early 1980s, and yeah, it was even scary to me, but I was a kid. So now I guess this generation looking at it, and even when I seen it the other day, it brings back, like the nostalgic memories, but, of course it's not as scary. But, it's still a pretty good shower scene. And I think they said this movie kind of like brought like all the shower scenes out. I don't know, but it was pretty good to me. I liked it. I liked it a lot, the whole entire movie, everything. And, again, I did watch it as a kid, so that's why I was probably a little spooked out by it. Anyway, so the Halloween question of today, and by the way, I'll be doing this all day and all day Halloween. Okay? So, do you know, without Googling, who Janet Leigh's daughter is? Do 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 do. If you said Jamie Lee Curtis, you are correct. That is her daughter. And she actually starred in what I'm about to talk about in a minute. But in case you didn't know, Jamie Lee Curtis's father is Tony Curtis. He is another actor from back in the day. He passed away in 2010. I can't remember of what, but he did pass away. And Jamie has 3 sisters. I think 1 is her biological sister and 2 are her stepsisters. Kelly, Alexandria, and Allegra all have the last name Curtis. Jamie also has been married for 37 years to Christopher Guest, and he is a British guy, and they have adopted 2 daughters. And speaking of Jamie, because I can't let this go, if you've seen Halloween End, did you like it? Because I was honestly, truly disappointed in it. And they're actually doing a petition where they say that they need to redo the movie. I looked for the petition to actually sign it, but I couldn't find it. The movie just wasn't good. I don't know, I guess I expected a lot more. But anyway, for me, H2O actually ended on H2O. The Halloween movies actually ended H2O for me. And that was Halloween, the 20th year, when Jamie had came back. And she was still looking more gorgeous than ever. And she did that movie. I remember I was in the movie theater. And this was back in the day where you didn't have to take out a small loan to see a movie and get popcorn and all that. So it was really good. And LL Cool J, remember? He was in it. And I remember they were saying he was like the first Black person to not die the beginning of the movie. So that was pretty cool. And Jamie also had a son in a movie. They didn't even mention him in these Halloween Ends, and the one before that didn't even mention that she had a son. And it was more realistic to me, H2O, because you could see she was an alcoholic by this point. She was battling, she was on prescription drugs. She was doing everything because, come on, for 20 years, you probably would be too. So that was just a more better movie for me. So if you guys are, horror fans, or if you are at least a fan of these Halloween franchise movies, which one did you prefer? Did you prefer Halloween H2O or Halloween Ends? And if you prefer Halloween Ends, why? And if you didn't, why? I mean, everybody has opinions. Nobody should jump on you because you didn't like it. But no, I didn't like it. Jamie actually said years ago in an interview that as long as they call her to do these movies, she's going to keep doing them. I mean, it's her bag. I agree. She's going to keep doing them. I don't blame her. So I wonder if she'll do a do-over. I have plenty ideas of how this could have ended. First of all, I didn't think that Michael Myers needed help. At one point, remember, he needed help. Yeah, I know he got older, but it seemed like every time he killed somebody, like he was getting his strength back and like bruises were healing. I thought that's where they was going this, but I actually thought that they were going to, Michael Myers was going to train that young kid to be like the next Michael Myers. And that chick that seemingly just fell in love with him, like really, really quick after he got out of jail, and the one that was riding with him all over his motorcycle and stuff, I thought like maybe for the next 20 years, of course, I probably would have stopped watching it by then, but for this generation, he would have stalked her when she turned down his advances. And you have your next Michael Myers. And the original one would have just went underneath the sewer that was super, super clean, just never to be seen again. And the fear would still be there because he might be 109 by then, but, we don't see him anymore. That's what I kind of thought they were going with it, but they didn't. But all in all, the movie's out. And if you didn't see it, it's worth a try. I didn't do any spoil alerts or anything. But, it's worth seeing, I guess, if you have been following the movies this whole entire time.